Hello everyone and welcome back to A Link to the Past. And in this part we will do the water temple, which is dungeon number 2, and it's not too difficult. Most of the enemies here is pretty generic. It's yellowfish and some poop and so, and I completely forgot to turn the water on. Which is necessary in order to enter the tunnel. Temple. Excuse me. What I can say about the water temple basically is this is a much more easier water temple than in Ocarina of Time, by far. This is not even half as confusing as it is in Ocarina of Time. So going back here again, and then now it should be water there. Yeah, and now we can enter the temple for real. So the water temple, like I said, isn't really difficult. Most of the enemies are those water-like thing. So we're moving on. And this is the yellowfish type I talk about. Can be a little tricky to hit because we're so small and not easy at all to hit. You know what? I should actually use bows in this level because it's easier here. I'm just gonna double check here. So going here, I think it's just a map. And right, I am. Yeah, jellyfish and poop and this bloopy stuff, and that's most enemies in this dungeon. And not difficult at all. It's at this point when you have the upgrade number 3, it should be easier to defeat most of the enemies. That's another place where we can put a bomb, which we will do, and I think that contains the compass. Or not. Just contain random stuff. Break those bowls, pull the lever, and then we get nice water running out. Get down here, up here. Get to the main hub of this dungeon. Those are the poops I was talking about. Small, gnarly little poops getting out of the hole. Which makes this more of a toilet level than anything else. So we can't do anything here at that part there, I think. We're supposed to take this key here, get over to that part there, and then we can open it. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. You can't do anything with this part. So what you do basically is get down here. And then pull the level again. Oh. Yeah, you can't hit them when we're flashing because it will hurt you instead. Wrong way. Thank you. Level again. Pull up the water here. Okay, hit, of course. Flick that switch again because it needs to be closed. Then we can swim or cross over here. And then in here. Oh. There's nothing else we can do here. We have to push these blocks over here. Those bubbles probably the ones that is gonna do the most damage to you because we're like everywhere and we just will be in your way. And so that's why you had to have the switches open, because otherwise you wouldn't get to the big key over here. Which is what we need. I don't think the other chest over there contains anything important. I think it's just a map, I mean compass. But for the sake of argument, we can just check it anyway. Because if it contains a key, then I don't want to have to backtrack or anything like that. But I don't think it's going to be a key. I think it's just a compass. Yeah, like I said, those bubbles is probably what's gonna hurt you the most. And the fireball from that. Nope, just a red rupee. So all we do now is just backtrack. Excuse me. I'm a little bit dry in my throat. So let's go over here, open this chest, and then we get the boing hook shot, which is always a great item in a classic in this Zelda universe. There's a bunch of hook shots models in Zelda, which I don't know which one is actually my favorite, to be honest. I don't really know which one is gonna be my favorite, if I gotta be honest. Oh, since we have a hook shot, we can basically. I think I had to re-open. I think I had to flip. It's so nice to have the hook shot because it gives you a much better way of tackle enemies from distance. Hook shot is pretty quick as well. So you go in, I think go in this path here, kill this one. Flick the switch over here, enter the, empty the water. We, believe it or not, is almost done with the dungeon. That's gonna check. Oh no, it's nothing. It's just. It was just the hard passage. It's not necessary. It's only this part here. Really? Yeah, if you flick with the sword like that, the bubble will soon get at you. Right, now we are. Now we're. I know where the compass is. It is in another room we haven't even entered, and I mean that's something. No, wrong one. I think this one. Yes, this one. Got it. The compass is in another room we haven't even entered, which is not necessarily necessary, to be honest. Just keep making your way over here. The goopy stuff is gonna come after you. Doesn't care, doesn't matter. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, we got a little currents going on over there. Of course, you can't see through them with the sword because we're there. I mean, I think this is time where you can actually use the medallion. To do damage, but I mean, it's not necessary. I can do it just for fun. So, get rid of them. Like I said, it take almost no magic at all. So here's the boss. Not too difficult, especially now when we got sword equipment number 3. Just remove these puffballs you have there. You can stand on the distance and doing it. And once it starts following you, it's believe it or not, it's gonna get even more easier. The boss isn't more difficult than that. So what you're doing now is wait till it falls down, charge up the sword, and that's it. The boss is pretty much a joke. That's why I wanted the sword upgrade, because once you got it, most of the bosses in the other temple dungeons is gonna be a joke, and this is the water temple, a much better water temple than Ocarina of Time. This is a more simpler one, and it doesn't have enemies that just shit over you. It's no complexing puzzles. Lowering the water is much more simpler, and I don't know, it just feels like a better. It feels like a much better part of the dungeon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the dungeons in Ocarina of Time, but Water Temple in Ocarina of Time has been getting the absolute bad reputation. However, if there's one temple dungeon that's gonna topple that one, I gotta say, is the Water Temple in Majora's Mask. Now that's a migraine dungeon. It's so complex, and you have time against you, and it's just gonna make your head spin. So that was basically dungeon number 2. There is stuff we could do in. There is stuff we could do now, since we have the hook shot, and I will look into this. But if nothing else, then I will just basically do the dungeon number 3. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time.